Yes, good morning, Dr. Griffith. Thank you for meeting with us. Could you now give us some tips on how psychiatrists could help immigrants and refugees?
Well, I think the first thing is maybe to start with, in a private practice office or in an outpatient psychiatric practice, you largely have people that are self-selected for having psychiatric disorders. When you're working with immigrants or refugees, there may be major depression to diagnose, there may be PTSD, but usually most of the suffering they're going through has to do with what I would refer to as normal syndromes of distress. Demoralization, grief, loss of dignity, loss of status, having to do with the acculturation, the chronic stresses of waiting, ambiguity, uncertainty, and these kinds of things. So what's critical working with immigrants and refugees is becoming a very perceptive diagnostician in delineating what's a psychiatric disorder, what's grief and demoralization, because you work with them in a very different way. And what's most gratifying by the work actually is we treat the disorder but work with the person to build the strength and resilience to live with losses, to live with traumas, and to prevail, to develop a new identity in this country without forsaking the old, these kinds of things. So it's a very richly rewarding humanistic work. But in many ways it's more complex than your typical outpatient psychiatric practice where you assume that you're mainly there to treat a disorder. With immigrants and refugees, you're really working with a person. Treating the disorder may be one part of it, and helping someone to, in the fullest way, to find a way in this country to live a good life that's worth living.
Your comments are very valuable, and I thank you so much.